Hi. In this lecture, we will talk about some important reactions of alcohols, of primary, secondary, and tertiary alcohols, oxidation reactions, dehydrogenation reactions, and halogenation reactions. Right? We know that when we talk about oxidation, right, we have been doing this from previous classes. Oxidation simply means removal of hydrogen or addition of oxygen. Right? So reactions where you see removal of hydrogen and addition of oxygen are your oxidation reactions, right? So some similar thing we would be expecting here also. When we oxidize alcohols, there should be removal of hydrogen and addition of oxygen, right? And oxidation reactions, since we always have a reagent in organic reactions, so here we have an oxidizing reagent that will help in oxidation of alcohols, right? It would be the normal oxidizing agent that we use is your acetified potassium dichromate, your nitric acid, right? And we will be using chromic oxide or other reagent, which is your PCC, right? Pyridinium chlorochromate, right? Why we use this, right? What it does, because this is an important reagent, we'll just discuss that, right? Pyridinium chlorochromate, just remember the name. So in oxidation of alcohols, there would be removal of hydrogens and addition of oxygens, right? So this is your alcohol, a primary alcohol, right? In oxidation of alcohols, two bonds would be involved, right? First is your this bond, second is your this OH bond. This bond will break and this bond will break in oxidation of alcohols, right? So you are removing hydrogen in a way. So this is oxidation, right? And this is done with the help of reagent acetified potassium dichromate, right? So when primary alcohols are oxidized, this hydrogen will get removed, this hydrogen will get removed, because these two bonds will get will get cleaved, right? So remaining molecule, this, right, would be an aldehyde. It will form an aldehyde, this molecule, right? This is an aldehyde which contains same number of carbon atoms as this alcohol. Now this is further oxidized to your carboxylic acid, right? Now here you can see your oxygen is added. Here you have one oxygen, here you have two oxygens. So oxygen is added to aldehyde to form carboxylic acid. It's an oxidation reaction, right? And it also contains same number of carbon atoms. So in case of primary alcohols, your aldehyde and carboxylic acid contains the same number of carbon atoms. Now suppose you don't want that the reaction should go till this point, till carboxylic acid, or what you say is you don't want that aldehyde should further oxidize to give you carboxylic acid. So what you can do is you need to change this reagent, which is in this case is acetified potassium dichromate. What you would be using is the PCC, right? Pyridinium chlorochromate, which is a complex mixture of chromic oxide, pyridine, and your HCl, right? What it will do is it will prevent further oxidation of alcohol, right, to carboxylic acid. It will stop the reaction at acetaldehyde. This is its main function. So this is important. Remember the name and what it does. It limits the oxidation of alcohol to aldehyde or to ketone. Ketone is in case of secondary alcohol, then that we'll talk now. Secondary alcohols will oxidize, right, in presence of acetified potassium dichromate to give you ketone, right? This is your secondary alcohol, because it contains a secondary carbon atom, a 2-degree carbon atom, which is directly connected to two other carbon atoms. So we call it as secondary alcohol. Now, as I said, it involves this two bonds to break. It involves this CH bond will break and this OH bond will break, right? So what remains is your this molecule, which is two methyl groups, this and this, and your oxygen form a double bond, right? It will form secondary alcohols, will form your ketones, right? And these ketones will further oxidize if you are using acetified potassium dichromate to mixture of carboxylic acids, in this case acetic acid and formic acid, right? Now suppose you don't want that reaction should go till carboxylic stage. What you will do is, instead of using acidified potassium dichromate, you will use your this PCC, pyridinium chlorochromate, right? So that the reaction stops at acetone stage, right? So this is it. Now let's talk about tertiary alcohols. It is, first thing, it is difficult to oxidize tertiary alcohols because tertiary alcohols does not have this bond. It does not have a CH bond, right? Since it does not have a CH bond, if you look at this, it does not have a CH bond, so it involves cleavage of CC bond. This bond will break, this bond will get break, and this bond will get break, right? This bond is same as the other alcohols. Now this bond is new in tertiary alcohols because ideally the CH bond gets break, right? Now in tertiary alcohols it does not have CH bond, right? It does not have this hydrogen atom connected to 2 degree carbon atoms. What it has is methyl group, right? So now this CH will break, right? So since the dissociation of CH is difficult compared to CH, so it will be difficult. It's difficult to oxidize your tertiary alcohols because it does not contain CH bond. Simple answer, right? So when you oxidize tertiary alcohols, firstly, these tertiary alcohols are not oxidized with acidified potassium dichromate or sodium chromate. You have to use nitric acid, acid oxidizing agents, nitric acid, right? It will give you acetone, right? You can see this will break, right? This will break, this remains, it will form acetone, and this CH3, right? CH3, it will form your carbon dioxide and your water, right? It will further oxidize, this acetone will further oxidize to acids, right? It will form acetic acid and your formic acid, right? And this formic acid will further oxidize to give you carbon dioxide and water. These are the products, right? So just remember, it is difficult to oxidize tertiary alcohols, and what oxidizing agent we use, nitric acid, right? And the products that it gets formed. So here just notice that your alcohol contains more number of carbon atoms, your acetone contains less number of carbon atoms. So in case of tertiary alcohols, your products acetone and your carboxylic acids contain less number of carbon atoms compared to your parent alcohols. Similarly, in case of secondary alcohols, you have less number of carbon atoms in your acids, right? And in acids you have less number of carbon atoms. Just remember from that perspective also. Now let's just talk more about pyridinium chloroformate, which is an oxidizing agent. Until now we know that it is used to limit the oxidation of alcohols at aldehyde or ketone stage, right? And its other important function is that it is used to oxidize your unsaturated alcohols. We know that unsaturated alcohols contains a double bond, right, or a triple bond. So this PCC, pyridinium chloroformate, does not affect this double bond, right? So that is why it is effective in carrying out the oxidation of your unsaturated alcohols, right? For example, this is your unsaturated alcohol, it contains a double bond, so you use PCC to oxidize it, right? So only this part will get oxidized. See, this is your secondary alcohol kind of part, right? This part, sorry, primary alcohol kind of part, this part, right? Only this part will get oxidized to your aldehyde part. This double bond would not be oxidized or would not be affected, right? So it is used to limit the oxidation of alcohol to aldehyde or ketone stage, and it is used to oxidize your unsaturated alcohols, right? So I hope your oxidation part is clear. Now coming on to dehydrogenation reactions. We know that dehydrogenation means your removal of hydrogen, right, from a molecule. So let's see removal of hydrogen. Right now, this removal of hydrogen from alcohols is carried out by passing vapors of alcohol over heated copper copper is heated at 473 to 573 kelvins, where the vapors of alcohols are passed, right? Vapors of alcohols will get dihydrogenate, that is a molecule of hydrogen will get removed to form the aldehyde ketone or an alkene, right? Let's see this, how it gets formed. Right here, this is your ketone, right? Your primary alcohols, a molecule of hydrogen will get removed, H2 will get removed like this, and what remains is your acetaldehyde. So primary alcohols on passing through heated copper at 473 to 573 kelvins will form an aldehyde. Secondary alcohols, right? These are your secondary, this is a secondary alcohol. It will form your ketone, right? When this hydrogen molecule is removed by passing at the same temperature over heated copper, it will form a ketone, right? Now if you take not shown here, tertiary alcohol will form an alkene, right? Primary alcohol will form aldehyde, secondary alcohol will form a ketone, a tertiary alcohol will form an alkene. Right, it will dehydrogenate like this. One water molecule will get removed, this OH, and one hydrogen from this methyl group will get removed, right, and it will form this. This is an alkene plus water, right? So these two ways, your oxidation and your dehydrogenation, since they are giving different products, right? So these ways are also used to distinguish between different types of alcohols, right? Dehydrogenation can be used to distinguish between different types of alcohols, because primary alcohols will give you aldehyde, secondary will give you ketone, and tertiary alcohols will give you an alkene, right? So this is a way to distinguish between different types of alcohols, your both reactions, dehydrogenation and your oxidation reactions, right? Now halogenation reaction, so I'll just write it over here, this is important. Oxidation and your dehydrogenation is used to distinguish between primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols, remember, right? Now coming on to the third type of reactions, halogenation reactions. Halogenation, what halogens will do, if you treat alcohols with halogens, these halogens will act as oxidizing agent as well as your halogenating agent, right? So they will oxidize and they will also halogenate the reactants. We will see how. The only thing is that in case of halogenation, tertiary alcohols would not be oxidized via halogens. Halogens cannot oxidize tertiary alcohols, right? So tertiary alcohols will have no effect on, the halogens will have no effect on tertiary alcohols. Your primary alcohols will oxidize to give you aldehyde like others, like before we were studying, and this aldehyde will undergo halogenation at this alpha carbon atom, right? This is your aldehyde that gets formed by oxidation of this primary alcohol with halogen, right? It gives you aldehyde. Now this aldehyde will further halogenate. Halogenation of this aldehyde, right, now will occur at these carbon atoms, right? These hydrogen atoms will now further halogenate, right, and it will form Cl. Here also you have Cl, here also you have Cl. So this is your CCl3, this compound is CCl3CHO. This is your chloride, right? This compound is chloride. Similarly, secondary alcohols will oxidize to give you ketones like here, which will halogenate to give you this compound. Here also CH3 double bond. These three hydrogen atoms will halogenate to form CCl3, and this CH3 remains in this, right? And tertiary alcohols will not react with halogens. They cannot be oxidized by halogens. Important, right? So I hope all these three reactions are clear to you. Thanks.